What's going on, everybody? And Happy New Year. 2024 is going to be different. It has to be. It will be. So I want to start this year off right. I'm going to start this year off with congratulations, thank yous, high expectations, and a stress-free environment. I would like to thank everybody that I've worked with, past, present, and future, because it's very easy to complain about things that didn't work your way, or things that end up getting tanked, or things that you had to readjust. I'm a firm believer that everything happens for a reason. So even the heartache, even the pain, even when things go well and successful, it needed to happen. And so I'm grateful and I'm thankful for you all. To my crew members that I've worked with over the years, whether they were classmates, people that I've worked on one project, or we've, helped out friends and things of that nature, I want to thank you as well, because you've helped develop who I'm going to be, who I need to be. This industry is very tricky. This industry is very hard, difficult, cutthroat. And who I am today is only made better because I adapted. I've changed. I've morphed into a better version of me. Wouldn't have been possible if it wasn't for you. If I didn't have to navigate to putting in film contracts to make sure that people get back to me within 24 hours, or having a code of conduct because of sexual harassment on set, if it wasn't for an actress not disclosing that, she had asthma and how bad it is, now that we have it written into our contracts, that you have to tell me what it is so we can ever help you or figure out a way, or dietary restrictions or whatever. So everything that I'm doing from one project to the next is changing, it's adapting, it's becoming a better me, a better environment for everyone to have some enjoyment and fun. Because films don't have to be a chore. Coming on set doesn't have to be rough. Coming on set doesn't have to be. You don't have to huff and puff. You can just smile. You can have fun. And I hope everyone that has worked with me has enjoyed their time. It was a time well spent. And you all liked what you did. Now, the post work, that is something different, because that's a whole nother monster too. That's a whole nother Joshua that you have to deal with. But in terms of being on set, how I treated you, how I talked to you, how we bonded, how we worked well together, I hope it was something that you remember, something that you take with you to wherever you may go. And to the actors, thank you as well. Thank you for being a part of these projects. Thank you for saying yes. Thank you for saying no. Thank you for flaking. Because I wouldn't be able to find the people that I needed if you were still there. If you didn't flake, I wouldn't have found a Lizzie. If you said no, I wouldn't have found a Tia. So, these are people that I'm going to get to, that to the bottom of my heart, you guys are appreciated, and you know this. I'm going to remind you this all of the damn time. But, to those that decline phone calls, to those that, made it rough and took forever to get back to me. Thank you. You're building up my endurance, you're building up my resistance. So when the next person tries to do this, I'm already experienced enough to know what to do and how to handle it. I'm gonna do roll call. Um, Forgive me if I don't say your name. It's not that I don't care about you. It's not that I don't fuck with you. It's just that there's so many people that have touched my life in some way, somehow, some shape or form that, I should have wrote this down, but it's just going off the top of my dome. So bear with me. I want to thank my mentor, Tavon Miller, who has been teaching me the trade and stuff for over 12 years. Yes, because it's 2024. So, actually, no, sorry, 13 years. 13 years, because I learned in 2011 when I was a senior in high school. So, 13 years. Um, I would not have the knowledge of film. I wouldn't have the appetite to do better if it wasn't for you. Everything that you see is a accumulation of years of building up my kit, building up, my way of finding my path in this industry. Even though he's not really a film person, he does live production, audio, AV things, church services, things of that nature. It still applies. All the skills, all of the photography that I've learned over the years, um, has been helpful. So you can, a lot of people don't think, but you can bring up or use some of your photography knowledge and tricks into the trade and bring it into film as well. They kind of go hand in hand. So thank you so much, bro, for continuing to mentor me, because I work with you now at the church. So, we're continue to still have, film talk and, do all these things. So it's definitely a great, beneficial, creative relationship that we have, and probably friendship. I'm a little bro to him because he's older than me, but or a little homie, you would say. But it's something that in the beginning was a little rough because Tavon has a certain personality, but you learn to grow with it. You learn to deal with people, and you just have to just accept it. Not everyone you work with you're gonna get along with, not everyone you're gonna like, but it's great when you find people that are long term that mean something to you. And so, thank you so much, bro. To Marcus Evans, my bro, my friend as well. I've known you for about 11 years. 2013, when we were both at Essex County College, and we wrote our first book together, Grave, which I talked about on the pre-show. We did I did a little revision of Grave, a 10-year anniversary. But, we're still collaborating, we're still moving into, the film industry together. And I wouldn't even went to Montclair State University if it wasn't for you. You called me on the phone like, yo, don't go to Keene, go to Montclair. It's $11,000 and blah, blah. So you kind of persuaded me to go. And also, Montclair was one of the schools that would accept my associate's degree that I earned at Essex County College, a SSA degree. So, um, associate applied science degree. So it was kind of different. And so I did that. Went to Montclair. It took a little bit longer because of my major where I was, and I didn't have the grades. So I needed like a 2.8 or some shit like that to get into the art program, and I did. It was an old art program, so it took me 4 years when it should have took me 2 years. But nevertheless, I've met some cool people at Montclair. I've met Dimitri through you. I've met Joel through you. Shaquan through you. So we're Jorge as well, who also goes to Montclair. Well, Shaquan didn't go to Montclair, but another filmmaker that we met through you. But it's definitely a long-term benefit relationship as we're still planning shit to this day. To this day, still planning to do some things. So that's great to always have someone that you can bounce ideas off of. And we just talked last night about some things and feeding scripts off, and so we're definitely gonna be moving up. You want to find your team, you want to find your people, that you believe in or trust you and actually appreciate you. I know I could be a little rough. I know that I kind of say this jokingly, but I might actually be true. I kind of think I might be on the spectrum of autism, so that's why it's very interesting to do an autistic character to kind of figure out whether or not. Haven't been tested, but I think that may be some cues that I pick up on, or it just could be I just don't like people, it's socially awkward, but it goes hand in hand. But I say that because there's times where I could be a little nonverbal or difficult, and so when people are able to push that aside and see who you are on the core, it's great to do that. So we're gonna keep on making movies, bro. We're gonna keep on doing dope things, and I can't wait to see what 2024 has for us and beyond. To my bro, another bro. I got so many bros. It's good. But this one really is a close friend. I believe in my heart, and that's shout out to you, Tyree Lark. We met in 2014, and you have been a constant reminder of good people exist. I'm not gonna put our business out there, but you know, we do live close to one another, like around the corner. But in all my years, I've never met a friend that is so willing to give of himself. You know, there's this saying, and there's four type of friends. I'm just gonna briefly just go over. You have your comrades, you have your companions, you have your constituents, and your confidants. And I definitely believe you are a confidant, Tyree. You're very lucky to have one, but to have maybe two or three or four that I'm gonna probably start to figure out that maybe I might have more than that. But people that really believe in you, people that really give a fuck about you. This world is selfish, at times are hard, so everyone kind of is on their own little way, and they want to do what they want to do. So it's very great to find somebody that puts themselves um, you know, takes a back seat to kind of care about you and your needs and what you want to do. And so, I wouldn't even be working at my job where I am right now if it wasn't for you for kind of, it's been a long process because you've been telling me for years about this job and like, things that have happened, but I finally about to bit the bullet and committed to working there. And so, don't really hate my job. I don't really like it. It's just money that I know that if I work this event, I'm going to get paid. So thank you for that. And I've met some new people there that I appreciate too as well at the job. But nevertheless, you are trying to make your own movies and your own films, and I helped you produce Future College. Like I said, bro, I'm gonna have to edit that film because I don't know. I don't think I could do it. Another editor just you know. So that's what I'm gonna have to do probably at some point in this year, is just to bust it out and just have it so all the actors can get their footage and you can be kind of at ease that this project has been done. It took a long damn time, 3 years to get this out, but at least yeah, 3 years because it's been 2021. So at least you'll feel like you can finally rest and move on to something else, whatever you want to do. But yeah, man, you're definitely here for the long haul, and that's important. So appreciate you and looking forward to you being successful as a photographer or a videographer or a filmmaker, wherever you want to go. Um, Shout out to Joel Delgado. Crazy Joel. I say that because when you meet this guy Joel, he's funny, and he's also very passionate about what he does. He hasn't really been a filmmaker, but he does more gigs in terms of clients and commercial work and music videos and things of that nature. And now he's getting into real estate, photography and videography, and he flies a drone as well. So it's good to find another cinematographer, someone that you could talk shop with. So not just Tavon, Marcus, and and other friends, but it's good to have another videographer that kind of gets it, that kind of understands, what the hell you're talking about. Um, so yeah, man, I'm looking forward to see what you do, and I hope that we work together again. We worked on a couple of projects. Our first project that we worked on together, DPing, was Love Me Later, and that was kind of interesting to have two DPs at the same time getting two different angles. And again, that seems like it's grounds for confusion and bumping into one another. But when you work well with people, man, you work well with people. So, looking forward to seeing what you do. And shout out to Dimitri. I'm not gonna attempt to attempt your last name, bro, but you know who I'm talking about. So Dimitri, I talked about you previously in the other video that you graphic design, music video, strong. I got a chance to see you work a couple of times. One, we kind of shot into artists. You took over when I couldn't do it. Um, you also shot Love Me Later, so I saw your work with that. You edited the film for Marcus, for Love Me Later as well. Um, sorry, not Love Me Later, Takashi Case. I'm thinking ahead. Um, and also you shot a music video for Shaquan, who I'm going to talk about next because I'm going in order of people that I know and how long I've known them. So, shooting a music video for Shaquan, and that was a very crazy experience with the smoke and, shooting in that studio that we shot earlier this year. So, I see you traveling all the time, bro. Going different cities, different places. So the job that you got, that's the job that I want, to be flying to Florida and California and all over the damn world, Chicago maybe, and just do different gigs and different things, so you're kind of living a life. And so it's great to have people in different types of field because the film industry is so massive and so vast. That's cool to see people do what they got to do in their own, and in their own little lane. So, I'm dope. Again, working with you. We hung out last year, 2 years ago. 2 years ago, yeah. With another filmmaker, Corey, an actor, when we went to his birthday party, and then, the movies, and then we went to a club, which was crazy that day. But, it's good to be surrounded by creative people and all that stuff. So, looking forward to see what you do, bro. Shaquan Yates, founder of Yates House, and also Marcus is the founder and CEO of Evans Entertainment. So three of us, three filmmakers making it big. I talked about us having the first opportunity to finally be in a movie together, all three of our faces. And that was your film that we did for a 24 film competition. We're not going to name the person's name. He's a joker. He's a clown. And hopefully we don't get tricked. We don't get bamboozled, because I talked about it earlier. In 2016 was the first year that we entered this film competition, and he screwed us over with the screenplays. Oh, we're not announcing screenplay booters at this time at the festival. Then I heard that he screwed you over a year later. And then, yeah, back to back, tried two different times. 2022, we did, No Come Down with Marcus. Don't find out who won that competition. Did it again this year. Film thinking that, maybe if we put it together and we follow the rules, he won't have an excuse, and still did what he did. So even though, the project came out how it is, and, the outcome was the outcome because of somebody being a gatekeeper in your success, it was still dope that we all, did a project like that. And, it's definitely one of the highlights of 2023. And like I said, I shot, Inner Artist for you, and I also shot, the season 2 first episode for your web series. That's My Brother. And so I'm anxious to see where that goes, but also projects that we have some feature films in the works. We got a collaboration, and so you know, this would be probably the first time that I've even heard of three filmmakers writing a script together. Usually it's two. You have the Russo brothers, but all three of us directing. That's gonna be crazy. I'm not gonna talk much about that because I don't want any negative energy. But it's so much great news that, you want to tell people, but sometimes you just got to keep your mouth shut. Just be like, all right, I said what I said, and that's it. So that's all I'm going to say. I'm not going to spoil anymore. But yeah, man, we got a lot of dope things coming up in the future. So I'm looking forward to just, being the best that we can be in doing that. Um, Jorge Espinoza. Now, Jorge, we didn't work together this year, but you definitely are a long time bro. Um, again, I met you through Marcus the same year that I met Shaquan in 2018, and so you came on the set of Into the Woods, and then you came again and worked on Rain. Definitely a highlight for that movie because, it was rough. But I think everyone who came worked on that project. I have my own reasons and things. But, we got a chance to do 3 projects together. We did that um, back to back Into the Woods, then the Rain, and then came back to do the Guerrero Brothers, man. And you're a very strong actor. I'm looking forward to working with you again in the future and bringing you up to doing great things. And you're probably the first actor that has dipped into all 3 projects with me, Marcus, and also Shaquan. So it's very great that you managed to kind of do that. So I'm happy in that process of getting a chance to work with you, and I hope to work with you again in the future. Um, excuse the noise. Unfortunately, I don't have a studio yet, so people are just gonna talk loud in the house, but not gonna disrupt this energy, not gonna disrupt what it is. So just gonna keep pushing through. Um, I want to thank Catherine Dunn. Catherine was a crew member that I found towards the end of 2021, the beginning. Um, no, at the end of 2020, sorry, and in the beginning of 2021, we worked together for the first time, and it showed my dedication because she lived in New Brunswick, so she was a person that I could always count on, a person that I could always, call and come through, and we worked, for a straight year through, and then also in 2022, she managed to get a good PA job. So even though currently right now we're not working together, I wish you on your success. Hopefully you can kind of move away from the PA thing and kind of get into maybe a little bit of, department work. So if it's gripping or, gaffing or, ADing some way, somehow, push your way through because you don't want to get stuck being a PA forever. It's not being bad being a PA, but if you can actually get some technical work, and actually, sharpen your craft in a way, shape, form, or, how, do that, push through that. And so, definitely a crew member that I appreciate a lot. Definitely the homie as well. Um, and also Michelle Valise now. We had an incident in 2021 that may have damaged um, our friendship because, it was a stupid, mistake. And, I'm not going to go into what it is, but, I feel like in hindsight, maybe it should have been a better way to handle that. Now, you could probably say, no, that's not what it is. Life just happened, but it's just funny after that incident. I know, I was no longer able to see you, and you weren't able to come on set. So I think that might just be like a little small part, in my mind. But nevertheless, I think it was well that you were my assistant for a very long time, and again, another person that I could count on to come through and do things. But life happens, school, and you're doing your EMT job, so we kind of broke away for a bit. But if you're still doing film, you're still in movies, you're still doing projects, I wish you the best. Hopefully, you're able to push your way to being what you want to be. You and Catherine are able to do what you want to do. Um, so, thank you for that. Hezekiah Vancouver. Hezekiah is a model that had an opportunity to be one of a recurring character in my web series that come together. You know, gave him a chance, and he delivered what needed to be done with the character of Moses. Those of you who saw the web series know, the character of Moses, and there are other scenes that haven't really been shown. I edited it to kind of tell it how it needed to be told based on the circumstances of what I needed to do. But, you know, um, I appreciate you coming through and, playing this character, and for the first time getting a speaking role, a role that, you can show people, and hey, I played this demented, crazy, worker that snapped and killed his coworkers. Spoiler, unspoiler, if you didn't watch it. But I know that right now you're working on your clothing brand. I know that you're working on, fashion. So I applaud you for doing that. That's a big step. And I see, your pictures and your work all the time. So I wish you the best that you're able to push that forward, man. Fashion is competitive. And so in order for you to kind of take off like how you did, I hope that you keep running. Well, I really hope that you're able to continue to keep running and pushing forward in whatever you do. And Kevin Perko as well. Kevin was an actor that worked with Marcus in 2020. Um, kind of like my twin. So it's kind of funny that you guys are working together now. And Kevin is talented as a musician, a rapper, a singer, as well as an actor. And he models and does a little bit of photography. I haven't seen him do like the photography for a minute, so might be pushing his music. But, that's the thing with these people that I work with. They're multi-talented. They do different things. It's not just acting that they want to do, but they're able to dip into different types of mediums. Now, of course, might have been a little frustrated when I needed them to be on set and they're, committed in their own field or their own little thing. But nevertheless, I feel like, you don't want to be one dimensional, as what Orlando Martinez would say. I can't believe forgot about you, bro. But I'm gonna backtrack. Um, yeah, man, it's good to be an actor. It's good that you can do music as well, that you can do photography, that you can do different things, model. So it shows that you're versatile and you can always get money. Because with the actor strike that happened, it's finally over. And the writers and all that stuff. It's money can stop coming at any damn time. COVID showed us that, and this writer strike showed us. So you got to be versatile to do different things. There's no harm in having a 9 to 5 job. You know, even when you make it. Those of the actors that are well off. Samuel Jackson, Leonardo DiCaprio. Those guys. Denzel Washington. The actor strike didn't really hurt them that much because they still have movies and things that they can live off of. But Billy Porter talked about he had to sell one of his homes because he couldn't do work. You know, television is shut down. So it's just like when you're living in California, when you're living in a very tough state, it's just like you got to keep working. You got to find ways to stay relevant. So I applaud you all for doing that, and I wish you all the best. And, Orlando Martinez, I went back to you, bro, another mentor. Met you in 2016, and we worked in the studio together. Again, I'm not going to mention the person that we worked in the studio with because name's never relevant, it's always actions. But, you were a constant, man. You were good. I looked forward every day to hanging out with you and talking with you and going through the fire together, and that shaped me as well. Like I talked about on the pre-show, that knowing how to run a film studio, how to talk to people, how to have employees, I would never fall suit to do what that person did. How they talk to you in front of other people. Like it's one thing to, make jokes, behind doors, and I think that might have been the same thing with, Michelle. It was in front of a company, and that's where I lost myself. It was never intentional to hurt anyone's feelings or whatever, but sometimes you don't know how people feel or what you say may affect them. So, that was definitely a learning experience, and that actually is written on the contract, no hate speech, no, bullying or anything like that. And it was never that I was bullying anybody, but just like, sometimes you don't know how far jokes can go. You don't know how far you can say something to somebody and it affects them and it, rubs them the wrong way. And so, I definitely apologize. She also, forgave me. But again, like I said, I feel like, you just want to be careful with what you say to people. But also, this industry is also about you having tough and thick skin. So, that's also the flip side where it's just like, well, you don't want to be an asshole, you don't want to be a bully, but you got to take what people say with a grain of salt. Have to reflect. Did they say this to damage me? Did they say this to hurt me? If the answer is no, then you brush it off. But if they said something that's triggering and you brought it to their attention and they try to gaslight you and not apologize, then that's when you're like, okay, I gotta head out. I gotta move. I gotta do what I gotta do. So additionally, it's very important to make sure that how you talk to people and how you do things. And I was glad that I got a chance to interview you for my podcast. Um, 30 minutes, man. It was the longest. No, was it? No, it was like 2 hours. Yeah, I think it was 2 hours or going on 3 hours that we did that podcast. But I will, I wanted to upload 30 minutes of it, but I couldn't put it on Instagram because Instagram was being like a little bitch. But you know, um, yeah, I'm still waiting to kind of get a couple more interviews so I can kind of release the final product. But yeah, man, a lot of knowledge, a lot of things. Again, experienced actor, director as well. So you want to learn from people that come before you, take your tips and your tricks. And so everything that I learned working at that studio, working with you, is coming forefront. And I know that you're proud of me. And I hope to see some work and some things that you're working on as well to kind of get you to where you need to be. Um, uh. Damn, so many people I just think about that I want to thank. I mean, there's people that worked on royalty, there's people that were in royalty, the Guerrero brothers. So again, I apologize if I don't say your name, but just know that I'm grateful for who you are and what you've done. And there's dearly beloved people, Tabitha Stryker, who wants to be Tabitha Rose, Jaden Johnson, um, Victoria. I'm blanking on your last name, but you know who I'm talking about, Jordan, Eddie, you know, uh, Sophia, William, who played Carver. It's just like, dang, like, I thank you all for being part of these movies because these movies are great. I every single time I look at these clips of these movies and I see your acting, I'm just like, I'm so glad that you're a part of this project. I'm so glad that you came through to play it. I may say what I say, like I said on the Talk That Talk podcast, but it's all from the heart. It's just being real. It's me being authentic. So I hope no one really takes it to offense. I'm not bashing anyone to like damage their brand or any like defamation, but it's just like, yo, man, you got to speak out on things that you don't like and things you want to change, things that you want to improve on. If you're able to do that, then you know you're able to create some gold. You're able to do something amazing and fantastic. So that's the plan. The plan is to improve on everything that we work on, every project, every script, every shot, everything that we shoot. We want to make sure that we're able to you know um, push forward with that. So thank you all for doing that. um, Thank you to, the people that worked on Cassandra, the cast members, uh, Vanessa Fry and Julia as well, and Evan. Even some of the extras that came to play the police officers. Thank you all. Um, will know him, I'm thankful for you too as well. Even though we just met, yeah, like a year ago at the end of 2022. We worked on Starcross together. Thanks to Tavon again. If I never decided to um, be a AC or just to help out and take pictures, I would have never met you and build this creative relationship. And you worked on the last episode of the web series for me, and also the new chapter. And so we're gonna finish up in 2024, and I'm bringing you on to the feature game, man. Like, we need to start all my people. You gotta take care of your people and bring them up. And now, of course, everyone can't go with you. That's something that I've learned when I graduated Essex County, that you want to bring some people with you, but the elevation is too high. It's just not where they want to be. It's, life doesn't work that way. And so that was a learning process, that even certain actors that I've used over and over and over, now we can't use them because life has changed. Things have shifted. And maybe a year from now, they'll come back around. So, life is very funny that it's not always about when you want it. It's not always about when you want to do something. You just have to be patient enough. But, that's the frustrating part. We want people to work on our time, on our dime, because that's how it is in Hollywood. But they can afford to do that because they got, you know what I'm saying? Money talks. Yeah, I need you to be here at 8 o'clock. You're not. We're moving on to someone else. And I try to model that. I try to have that type of base, but people are looking at me like, where the money reside? Where the money reside? So if you don't got it, that's why people always be like, oh, you're paying them. It's like, no, like that. If people give a damn about it, if people care, that's why I'm always gonna fight for that. And there's one actress I'm gonna mention that is foolproof. That it really depends on who it is, but then it's all it's also on a factor that if you want to do it, you will do it. Simple as that. So, another DP. It's good to talk camera. It's good to talk shop. I don't know everything, so he has his own experiences working with certain rigs and color uh editing and design and grading and all that stuff. So it's great to learn from different people to kind of see how they do it, and I trust him with my gear. So the new chapter of our web series looks great. So it's great when you can just give your camera to someone and be like, all right, he's gonna handle it, because I've seen him work. I AC'd for him, so I know he knows what he's doing. And so you're gonna have trust with your people, and I'm trying my best to kind of move away from doing camera work and just simply direct. And so this is a start to just let someone take charge and actually be the cinematographer or the DP that they're supposed to be. Give them room to breathe. And I don't like to be hovered. I don't like to be looked at when I'm working on. So I like people to kind of give me a free reign to be creative and do what I want to do. And so that's what I try to adapt here at Revenant Studios, to give everyone the time and the room to do what they have to do and breathe. So thank you so much for working with me, and I can't wait to work with you again in the future. Chandler Riggs, in 2022, the first project we worked on was the first time that I worked with Hezekiah. Well, actually, second time, but the first time that he had speaking lines, and it wasn't just like in a cameo for like 5 minutes. So, I found him to work on sound together, and yeah, man, Hezekiah, and Chandler, it was the first time, and we shot this overnight scene that I showed in the web series, and it was crazy. Dedicated person will, I'll say this. Chandler, sometimes has a little warring spirit, and is fine, but he gonna be there on time, and that's important. You want people who are gonna be there on time. They're gonna show up. They're gonna have a good time. They're gonna geek out about things and just be there. And so thank you so much, Chandler, for working on, you know, the web series, and it brought you on to other projects and other things. And so, yeah, man, it's only up from here. You know, every chance I get a chance to get you to be more experienced with sound or gear or do these things, you know, we're gonna bring you on here, man. So thank you so much for giving your time and your energy coming from where you're coming from to work on these projects with me. Um, Bria McCormick, you knew it was coming, girl. You knew it was coming. You knew it was coming. Thank you for coming all the way from fucking Los Angeles to play in a non-paid short film. I should end the video right here, but I'm not, because I have more people to thank and congratulate. One of the nicest people that I've met, sweet. And it's good when you vibe with people. You know, even after the project, she still keeps in contact and still talks and, you know, still offers, you know, advice when I was feeling a little down about the web series and everybody. So, you know, thank you so much, Bria, for coming through to play Jocelyn. You know, and I told you it was feature realm, so, you know, you're the lead for Jocelyn and Janelle, the feature film. So, you know, I can't wait to sharpen the character, to push the boundaries, because the short film was just a little sneak, little peek, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, talented enough, you know, did the audition, follow the directions, you know, she had to wear a mask and she was in a mask, she was whispering, like everything about her playing this character which was just like, oh my god, like it was made for you, you know? And so I appreciate you doing that, and we're gonna have fun doing the feature film. I can't wait to get started on it. I can't wait to, you know, let the world see your talent, our talent, but more importantly, for you to bring this character to life. And of course, there's other roles and other things for you moving on up. So, um, great, 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 great. Corey Archer, man. Corey comes all the way from the Bronx to be a part of these projects. Fucking Bronx, man. New York. Far as fuck. Came to play Aziz, you know? A character that's kind of a little bit like Franklin Saint from Snowfall, a little different. That's what Marcus created the character Aziz and kind of makes him to be. So I feel like it's great to push the boundaries, and we did a little 5 minute improvised, you know, so that was the first time. The first time you saw him on the web series was the first time that he played this character, you know, but he's talented enough. We actually met on a set as extras on this movie, Due Season. That was 2021. And he actually worked with another actor that did like his own little web series. Shout out to Nate Lyles. So he was in that first, and so, you know, he came from the Bronx to pick me and Marcus up and drive him all almost up to South Jersey. Like, it's just the dedication of people, man. That, you know, that's why I'm just like, I don't, you know, when people say that whole non-paid shit, like it's only the people that are in it for the wrong reasons that say this nonsense. You know, and I get it. You know, people need to be rewarded, and of course, we offer, travel reimbursement and, you know, gas or whatever, you know, it may be. But it's just like, you know, it's the greatest reward that we can give is giving you chance to be in our projects and get your rails, and you're able to build who you are and form what type of actor you want to be. That's the easiest thing that we can do, and we hope that you're able to, quote unquote, appreciate that, you know. And so thank you, Corey, for playing. Aziz is coming back again to, you know, be a part of the new chapter, and, you know, the comic relief that, you know, you didn't know come down. Nigga stupid, you know. That always makes me laugh because it's just the facial expression and how you moved. But talented actor, man. That, you know, that's why I can't wait to break him out of that box, because Aziz is cool. Aziz is a great character, but there's more. You know, we don't want to keep our actors in a box and with playing the same roles over and over and over. So that's why I can't wait to move you on up. Lizzie Hartley. Lizzie Hartley. What can I say about you that hasn't already been said, that I haven't told you to your face? A blessing from God. That's what I say, because, I was scrambling the night before the project, the night before I needed somebody to play the wife character for the new chapter. I just hit her up on Backstage and she replied and she came through. You know what I'm saying? Good energy, you know, about to make me sound like Donald Trump. She has good energy. She's professional. She comes through. She does her thing. And we have a great and wonderful time. But seriously though, I'm grateful. Thank you so much for deciding to play a character. And, you talked, we had a conversation a couple of weeks ago that, you said Elizabeth is not even the character that you act like. You kind of act differently. And I'm just like, what? Like, you do a well job that I believe this is how you are, you know? So it's just like, that's acting. When you're able to convince me, or the character, that you can really see the people's personalities. And one of the things I like to do is to mesh people's personalities with the character. But I'm a firm believer that, there's a small part of Elizabeth in you, even though your name is Elizabeth. So it's kind of uncanny that you're playing a character called Elizabeth and your name is Lizzie. But, I'm thankful for you accepting the call to say yes and come back to work on the character, because that character is important. And like I said, I want this to be a family dynamic, and so we cannot have just a father being I want to have a father and a mother and these and the kids for these roles, because this is my first time attempting a family type storyline and I want to do it, and you do amazing and fantastic job, so I can't wait to work with you again in 2024 as we wrap up and beyond. I already showed you a script that I have in mind for you, a feature film, so it's only up from here. Everybody, man, it's only up from here. Hopefully we don't go down. But if we do go down, we're able to find a way and go back up. That's important. And the best for last, last but not least, you already know. Tia Marie Edwards playing our daughter in the new chapter of Come Together, the Alexander Clan. The first time I met you, I was like, this is the girl. This is the person to play this child. And the acting ability is there, and it's great when you find young actors that give a damn about it. Usually when you work with people that are young, they're all over the place, they're crazy, whatever. But Tia's quiet. Tia adapts the character very well. I think she's born to play this role too. And there are other projects and things that I have in mind for her as well. And so, you got to give praise when praise is due, and you have to reward people and thank them when you can, So this is giving all you guys your flowers now. Of course, you're going to get your flowers later when we're working on bigger projects and bigger things. But at least for right now, a thank you is all I can give. Your IMDb credits is all I can give. Your travel reimbursement is all I can give right now at this moment. And it doesn't mean it's forever. It doesn't mean that this is where we're going to stay. I have plans to move on up. So as long as you're willing to move up with me, we're good. And we're able to create magic. So thank you so much for playing the character Autumn, and an autistic character that nonetheless is different than your own understanding or who you are as a person. And so ways to adapt, ways to follow instructions. When actors follow instructions, when they read the script, when they give it their all, it shows. It's no doubt that Tia comes through. And she's like, I want to play this role. I'm excited to get this experience. I'm excited to play something new, something different, to push our boundaries. And so thank you for doing that. Thank you all. Um, and Dasani, Nunez, and Devin Justice, you guys were the first child actors that I worked with, and I thank you as well, for being a part of that. And you were actually in the web series before it all went to hell and shit. So I thank you guys for being a part of it, and I got a chance to get you guys on some good 4K footage. And so, child actors, man, young people are the future, and it's great when you wanna do something as amazing as this, and they're able to see it. There's longevity in this business. So those are my thank yous. Those are my congratulations. And in closing, I just want to say that, 2024, I'm not allowing stress to get me. I'm not allowing people to get to me. It's very easy and quick for people to throw you off your path when you have an idea. It's really frustration. It's not so much anger and rage and hate. It's just like, I am a business individual. So everything that I do is on the notion of conducting business. So because I want to be somewhere, because I want to do something, if you do not align, if I see signs that is trouble down the line, I'm quick to remove myself or remove you from the stress and the problem. And maybe, I should be a little bit more vocal about what I don't like and what I don't want. I do that through this podcast and sometimes to people's faces and things of that nature. But, like I said, it's not my place. It's not my place to correct people. It's not my place to lay down a law. It's not my place to put the fear of God. My place is to do this project. We complete it. And we move on to something else. If you want to be an asshole, if you want to be disrespectful, if you want to be lollygagging around and not be serious about it, that's on you. That's between you and your future. My future is set. My future is going to be where it needs to be. And I will not allow you to disrupt that peace, to disrupt who I want to be. And that's not just this year, it's for the rest of my damn life. I know I'm talented. I know I'm creative. I don't have to toot my own horn. My work speaks for itself. So I'm destined for greatness because I am greatness and I will achieve it before I leave this earth. And you can and will not stop me. You cannot and will not, should not, could not stop me. I'm just throwing out words, but seriously. As Bryson Taylor said, don't. Don't do it. Obi-Wan Kenobi, don't try it. I have the high ground, don't try it. Alright, let me stop messing around. I wish you all the best. Life can be rough. Life can be tough. It can throw you off your course, death in the families, a loss of job, a rejection to a role that you really wanted. Don't give up. I've said it, no's are not internal. No can be not right now, or no can be not for me. But it will be a yes to somebody. That's why I don't trip when people decline roles or don't show up. Okay, I'm gonna find somebody else. I'm gonna get somebody else. We're gonna make this project happen. And like I said, there are times where I cancel projects because it wasn't meant to be at that time. And so everything serves a time and its place and a purpose. Everything flows, You can just see when something's gonna derail itself and you want to jump off and you want to not make it. And the web series it saw that it was gonna crash and and it did, but pick myself up. We worked through it. and we completed it, and now we're on to a new chapter to complete that. So it's all about the determination. If there's anything that you can take away from this long ass video, it's determination, willpower, unity, love, respect, honesty, honesty, honesty. So I will see you all in the future. Until we meet again. Take care.